and welcome back to Adorabuild. My name is Ruth and my little dog is called Pucky, and I'm really pleased that you are joining me today. I also have another one of my fantastic viewers joining in the fun, and this is Nadia. And the main reason why I thought it would be really super lovely for Nadia to join us today is because she actually requested me to speed build the Central Perk Friends set, which is what we're looking at. So welcome to my city, Nadia. It's great to have you here, and I do hope that you enjoy this video. I had so much fun building up this set, another fantastic Lego ideas set, and we start off with our first minifigure, which happens to be Gunther. I think that this is a really fantastic representation of Gunther. He definitely looks how he looks in the TV show, with his bright shirt, his funky ties, and his glow-in-the-dark blonde hair as well. So really fantastic little fig there. So this was lots of fun for me because I think that this particular build does actually have some really interesting techniques about laying down the foundations, which is what we're looking at now. So there's a little bit of different techniques to what I'm used to building in order to create the basic shape of this set. So it does have a few unusual angles, it does have a few different levels to it as well. And there's also some really nice design features that we will see later on in the build when it comes to the placement of the furniture on the rugs. So for me, it was really fantastic to be able to get this set in order to have a little bit of a go at learning some of these other techniques. I think that that's one of the great things about Lego, and even branching out and picking up a few different sets from what we would usually get. And of course, next up we do have our next fantastic minifig, and that happens to be Rachel Green, of course played by Jennifer Aniston. And I do actually really like this little minifig. I think that the outfit really suits her really well, and I think that the hair looks quite nice for a representation of Rachel. I don't mind the face print that you see in this image. However, I thought that it was a bit unusual that the alternative face print that we got for Rachel was actually like a mean expression. I would have actually preferred for her to be laughing or smiling a bit more or something like that. Moving on from Rachel though, we are now building up the coffee machine and one of the back walls. I do actually really like the way that the fantastic Central Perk coffee machine was put together, and also this amazing printed plate as well. Printed panel piece, sorry, not a plate, it's a panel. And I think that that looks absolutely amazing. The beautiful big old golden brass coffee machine also looks fantastic too. And our next minifigure is of course Joey Tribbiani, played by Matt LeBlanc. And I think that this fig is also really fantastic, and I do like the fact that the Lego creators and the designers decided to make sure that Joey came with the bag, since that was an absolutely fantastic episode in the series as well. Now we're moving on to building up some more of the walls along the back. And again, I thought that there were some really great techniques used in here. We also got a few other little gorgeous Easter eggs, such as the Phoebe Buffet Live Tonight sign, even the fact that on the Phoebe Buffet sign we got the little smelly cat as well, the poster with Joey and his blue lipstick from the campaign that he did in Japan tucked in there as well. So really nice little touches like that. And it was also really fantastic to see that we did get like that little bit of an outdoor area as well. And here we go with our next fig, which is of course Chandler Bing in his knitted waistcoat vest, which of course was always a running joke. And again, he looks great, and his little accessory was a laptop as well, since there was always sort of running jokes throughout the series that Chandler would be looking at a lot of porn on his laptops. Now we're building up the front counter to go obviously in front of the coffee machine, which had a really fantastic, unusual shape. And also I really liked the design of the cash till as well. Here's our first rug that we're actually inserting, and then also popping on a high table with some high stools as well, and that fantastic service sign as well. So that was such a nice little area too. Now we're moving on to actually having our Phoebe Buffet character as well in her like slightly hippie little over vest as well, with the little gold sparkles on it and some nice colours, and of course she comes with her guitar, and I really liked her expressions that we got with Phoebe as well. And we also got Ross in this bag as well, and I do actually think that the Ross Geller minifig is my favourite. I don't know what it is, but the way that the Lego designers have captured his expression is just fantastic. And I thought that it was really good fun that we actually got Ross's keyboard for his music, for his sound, because that was a really fun episode as well. And I thought that that would actually create quite nice scenes in Central Perk as well, with Phoebe and her guitar and Ross and his keyboard. So again, a nice little sort of Easter egg. And of course, you can see on screen now that we've got the main Central Perk window going on there, and that was such a beautiful print as well. It just looks so amazing, and again, the graphic design has done such a fantastic job with that sign. It really pulls the whole set together and absolutely looks fantastic. Now we're on to another little rug that goes up the top in that little sort of area by that front window, and we put in some nice little booth seating as well. And I thought that the design for that sofa actually works out quite well, because you can actually fit a minifig Phoebe on there with her guitar as well, so that the arms and the back of it doesn't get in the way of her hair or her guitar. Now we're on to Monica Geller in a very obvious outfit from season 1, and she looks really fantastic as well. I really like the expression that they gave Monica on that side of her face too, and that's what I mean. It would have been so much nicer to have a similar expression for Rachel as well. Now we're building up the final large rug, the main rug that goes in that final little area out the front, and of course the iconic orange sofa as well, which is just such an amazing build. It is a little bit delicate, so that the arms and the back do have a little bit of a tendency to come off if you're going to be, you know, moving it around too much. But of course, I think with this set, it is more of a display piece than a sort of play set as well. So I haven't had any issues with it, except for when I've had to move that sofa around to take a few still photos and images and stuff like that. And I also really liked this coffee table design as well, with a few of the studs on top in order to be able to place some of those items there. And of course, the little Easter egg reserved sign that was not only from the TV series, but they've also included it in here too. And then a couple of side chairs, which is where quite often Joey or Chandler would end up sitting as well. And now we build up the final couple of parts to this set, which were the TV studio lights. And I actually thought this was a really nice touch, just to make sure that, you know, all of us were sort of aware that this is supposed to be a TV set. And in the instruction manual, when the designers were talking about that, that's one of the reasons why they created such an unusual shape. So there's all the figs lined up and the set and all their accessories. And like I said, I did have so much fun creating this set. There's lots of different sort of scenes that you can set up in this area, and I am really looking forward to displaying this. As I was building it, I couldn't help but play a few episodes of the TV series as well, and it is just such an iconic show. As always, I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. I'm not too sure whether or not you'll be able to like or comment or any of that stuff anymore, but do your best to subscribe and say hello to me somewhere in social media. So until my next video, take care of yourselves and bye bye.